Well, hey there. How you doing? It's me, Zen. It's you, wherever you are. Hopefully the brightness of the screen is... There we go. I don't know if that changed it for you, but that changed it for me slightly. How was your Friday afternoon going? It is Friday afternoon for me. I don't know what time it is where you are. A couple people had asked me about meditation, to do a guided meditation for them. And I think it'd be better if you understood what meditation was to begin with, because there is quite a misconception due to all the wannabe gurus and sages and all of them out there. There's this notion that meditation means you sit here and you close your eyes and meditate. Well, we have to concern ourselves with what is meditation before we say that's a style of meditation. I prefer walking meditations, where I don't sit down and I don't close my eyes. Meditation could be doing dishes. Meditation essentially is the focus of something. Oftentimes, what people will do to get in a meditative state is they'll hold on to mala beads and they'll count through the mala beads. And what that's doing, it's allowing your brain, because you have two halves, and you're trying to connect the hemispheres. Usually one is quite overactive. And that counting method of getting up to 108 will shut off, or at least supply one part of your brain with something to do rather than what it would normally be doing, which is becoming much like Hanuman the monkey mind, running all over the place, not letting you focus on anything. What the focus of a meditation is could be a bunch of different things as well. But let's concern ourselves with the focus of an aspect of the meditation. When you're walking, you're certainly engaging part of your body, which is, I don't know, you watch people that are sloppy walkers. They don't pay attention to where they're walking. Tell them to take their shoes off. They'll immediately start paying attention to where they're walking. And that in and of itself can be a meditation for someone. But the secondary idea of meditation, what I think people are looking for, what they're trying to do, is find a focus, because it appears that what most people want is to still their rambling minds from the chaos and anxieties of the day, of life, depressions, the uneasiness. There's a lot of ways to do that. Some people, they go about doing monotonous tasks that don't really result in anything, any fruition of anything. You know, people that just always need to fill up space by doing something. That is the type of meditation. Is it constructive? Not really. It could be constructive if people know how not to do that. Like if you're doing something that's making you money, or something that you're enjoying, or you're gardening, or something, there's an outcome to it, then that would seem to be a good meditation. Some people are like, have you ever meditated? And I'm like, no, I don't do yoga. They're like, you don't do yoga. I'm like, I yoga means yoke, means to hold yourself from your spirit to your mind to your body. And meditation is attempting, it's much in the same mind of connecting your focus of what you desire into a now inside of your head, so that way as the future unfolds, you acquire such things. Or you would focus on stilling the mind or emptying the mind and being thoughtless. See, people think, you're so thoughtless. Like, no, to have no mind, to have no thoughts. And that's a different place of being. It's a good place to start. But it's hard to get to if you've never meditated before, because then you're like, whoa, where was I for the last 15 minutes? You were just in that empty space. Very calming, relaxing for the system, good for all sorts of things. Mental disorders, dysfunctions, diseases. What's up, Skull? Papa G. So when people ask me like to teach them meditation, it's not as easy as, okay, sit down, put yourself in a posture that's uncomfortable, and breathe with me and do this, and that's one thing you can do. But if you understand the technique, it doesn't imply that the person that is cutting vegetables as a sous chef somewhere isn't engaged in meditation. They could be sitting there going through this work of cutting vegetables, but their focus is really, I want to be head chef. I want to own a restaurant, but their meditation here is chopping the vegetables. Everything they're chopping. Oh, Bert got in the building. But everything they're doing is that monotonous task is taking one part of the brain and shutting it off, so that way you can use your more imaginative aspect of your brain, or at least allow them to be more intimately woven or connected. Your left and your right brain, masculine and feminine hemispheres. So the technique can be anything. Some people like to go, I think jogging is stupid. But if you want to go jogging, I say if you're gonna go, you run or walk. There's no jogging. Don't do that. But if that's something that, because it's really not that healthy for the body. But if it gets you into a meditative state, if you've ever had a runner's high, they call it a runner's high. They don't call it a jogger's high, by the way. Go for it, because it might help you to. Some people use that. They don't realize it. They use that as a meditation, but they don't realize it as a meditation tool. So that monotonous pitter-patter of their feet, and it gets their body engaged. And that's one thing. A lot of people don't realize they're in meditation. Many people are in meditation all the time, but it's not a prosperous one. They get stuck in the monotony of what they're doing, rather than using that as an opportunity to use a different aspect of their brain and the creative mind. But you could, if you want to, sit down and have a meditation. There's ways to do it. There's postures you can put yourself in to alleviate tension in the body. There is ways of connecting your fingers. There's breathing patterns that are especially helpful. And if you think about running, if you're a mouth breather, you'll start changing the way you breathe. You'll immediately want to breathe in your nose. Why? Because it's going to oxygenate your brain. And that's a big part of how to use your brain properly. So there's the 4 types of breathing patterns we have. I don't want to make it too complex, because when you make things too complex, people can't follow it. But surely you should be considering taking deeper breaths into your stomach through your nose. That right away will open up your brain, oxygenate your body, and keep you awake and focused while still being calm and relaxed. In the nose and out of the mouth. Good breathing pattern. The other 3 are nose, 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 mouth, mouth, nose, and mouth, mouth. Speaking of, they're called beta, alpha, theta, delta. Beta, alpha, theta, delta, and delta, theta, alpha, beta, in that order. Mouth, 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 nose, nose, nose. I did a whole video on this. It should still be up on my other channel. If not, I would hate to have to redo that one. Because that one took a long time to put them all together, because I put together the seasons, the fingers, the cards, the seasons, the breathing patterns. It was a pretty explicit one. So if you can find it, it's on my Zen-Atman channel. one of my early videos. It should be one of the highlighted ones that is still available. But if you want to know the breathing patterns, look at those. And if we understand, the delta brainwave is the sleepy head. That's that brings everything down. It's like sleepy. Mouth breathers. Delta. It's the lowest breath, lowest form. If you want to get into deep sleeping and healing and you're sleeping, delta is a great place to be. You won't dream there, and you'll be pretty much stuck into unconscious. Can be good for healing, but we're not going to get into delta as well. I will get into delta this way. The airplane company, I'm assuming, and I bet you could probably figure this out. If you've ever been on different airplanes, the sound of the jet engines are all different. There might be something to the sound of the engines on a Delta airline flight that might be in tune with the frequencies that would put somebody sleepy, make them sleepy. Considering all of these variations of breathing patterns, and if you are clued into me saying variants or variations of breathing patterns, you might understand what I'm hinting at here. It's like having focus on something is not what people think. So if somebody's like, listen, you really need to listen. Like, what? How do you really listen? How do you really look at something? How do you, if you're so engaged in listening or looking, you've lost it because you're not paying attention. You're paying so much attention to one little piece of reality that it's not expansive. Paying attention is more like, right now I can hear the sound of that music. It's the sound of the beach. I can see most of the room. I can make out different sounds and things that are going on all over the place. I'm still tactile functions. I'm still engaged with my entire system. And by not focusing too much on any one in particular thing, I can see more. Interesting. I did not know that, Skull. Huh. I would prefer to be doing this video outside, but as many of you may well know, my other channel is not available for my use right now. And unless I take this computer outside, this big chunky computer, and find a good internet connection, it will not work. Can't do this from my phone on this channel because for some reason I can't figure out how to get 1,000 subs on here. Should I just make a video of something completely ridiculous? Be easy, right? It should be easy. Maybe I can meditate on this. I mean, let me get another 1,000 subs in the next couple days. Think not about the means of doing something. This is also a major thing in the world of the secret of being one with God, being God yourself, the creative act of you just know what you want. You know the location. You don't know how it's going to get done. Although technically, I could probably think about a couple ways to, using the YouTube algorithm, put some silly video on here. I think I could do something to garner a few new subs on here. Yeah, do it. I mean, what kind of? I'll put this out there to everybody. What kind of dumb stuff do you want me to do? It would have to be something. It can't be too intelligent. No one's gonna get online and be like, oh, I mean, I've already done that. Like, here, this is some intelligent shit. You guys want to listen to this? It worked for a little bit. I could get a few new subs a day, 10, 15 new subs a day. For a while, that worked. But, I mean, should I just fall down a flight of stairs? Slip on a skateboard? Slip on a banana peel? That'd be funny. I don't know. Do one of the new goofball challenges. I can slip on a banana peel and ice bucket challenge while snorting a bunch of cinnamon and eating cockroaches. I mean, what I got to do over here? Is that what we need to do? Is that how that works? What's up, Super Champion? Yeah, I got and this is hey, this is just jokes here. I just got Indian gave a 40-pound bag of bird feed. Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. I will not convey that story now, but it's pretty funny. I'll save that for my for the pay-per-view channels that I don't have. Oh, speaking of that, anybody because my channel's been down for so long and I haven't really been able to do anything, my income has pretty much stifled. So if anybody wants to donate, feel free. Cash App, PayPal, it's beneath. Appreciate it. I will be I am this will be the first time that I'm going to fast. I fast anyways all the time, but this will be one of the first times I'm gonna do it more out of I just can't really afford to do anything right now. Well, oh well. You know, it's like other times I just do it because I know it's healthy and it's good. Now I'm just like, well, I know it's healthy and I need to do it anyways, but kind of got to. So if anybody wants to join, I think what I'll be doing is some sort of hybrid fast of urine, Shivambu Kalpa, distilled water, and probably different types of teas that I have. And then I'll be doing some enemas and such. So if anybody wants to join and has not done one or doesn't know what to do or is curious about certain parts of the body and what herbs might be beneficial for helping with that, hey, jump on and join me. Jump, jive and wow or something. Is that the old song? I think I'll probably start on Monday. At least I would like to go play with the ducks. It's super hot right now. I'm a little comfortable inside. I've been reading The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. Paula Koala Bear. And I've never read it before, and somebody gifted me the book. Pretty good book. So far, I haven't read the whole thing. I'm about halfway through. If you don't know it, it's right there. So far, it's good. It's very good. I like it. I like this short read. It's up there with the like autobiography of a yogi and all that. I'm sure that I'll like this better because it's more readable. Because the autobiography is what 350 pages. It's kind of a longer read, and I don't like reading that much. Well, there's many books that I've read. People are like, you don't like to read? I was like, nah, not really. So I'm considering just listening to the rest of this on audiobook. Anyways, so if you guys want to join me on a fast, that's what I'll probably be doing starting Monday. I think I will enjoy the weekend feeding the birds, the ducks with what little bird food I have left. But that's that's part of it too. I'm gonna go play with the ducks, so I'd rather go buy them food than buy myself food. Weird, right? Bill Haley in the comments. Is that the song? Was that the group that did the song? Or are you just saying that? I've just been listening to a lot of Neville Goddard, reading this, and I don't know. You get you ever? Yeah, that's the song. Okay. Do you ever have such an how to put it? When people are always saying things to you and talking to you about like whatever's going on in their life, and it's like, whoa, everybody's got all this stupid stuff and ridiculous things going on, and it's like you got to process it. That's kind of what you do as like a healer shaman, blah blah blah. You kind of process things for them. You kind of take it in, but when you do it all, like as a psychologist, you take all that in. If you do Reiki work, and you do Reiki, if you don't, you got to be able to process that. Sometimes it's like, all right, I need to break from that. Like lately, I'm just like what is everybody like? Is everybody like just cuckoo, goofy? That's just, I mean, I always assumed years, for years people are a little off, but now it's, I don't know. I don't know. It's something else. So part of my fast will be, I'm going to fast quite a bit from social media, but even though this is social media, I'll be doing it one directionally here. I won't be on social media in the other direction too much. I will not be ingesting the Instagrams and stuff. And it's always funny when I take a few days off of Instagram and a few days off of looking at anything that's going on in pop culture, the news, and all of a sudden you see somebody and they're like, oh, what about the blah, blah, blah? And I'm like, oh, here we go. Like, I don't even, never even, like, what, you don't even live in Iraq? I'm like, no, I just don't pay attention to the TV and the news and all that. It's still, then, people still want to argue about that stuff. I'm like, aren't you guys done with that yet? Like, they're not, neither side's on your side. I don't get it. So I'm going to be taking a break from that, taking a break from the gross food items, and the reason I want to start Monday is because I just purchased some things, and if I have stuff in, I don't know if here's something you should all do before a fast, if you've never done one, or if you have and they're difficult, is eat yourself to the point of a fast. Now, I'm not saying to overeat. I'm saying if you have a refrigerator of stuff, like eat it until it's empty. I mean, and that way you're not going to feel like you're wasting food, which is silly, and you're not going to feel like you want to go to the refrigerator and look for something because there'll be nothing in there, and so you won't be tempted. And then whatever you have left, whatever you left, like you got noodles and canned goods and stuff. Like no, during a fast, you're not gonna be like, I think it'd be a good idea if I just made get something out the freezer and cook up on the frying pan and make the new, you wouldn't want to do that. So that's a good way to help people with fasting. It's just eat the food until it's done, and then you'll notice you have more time to spend doing other things, being creative. If you have creative bones in your body, you have more time to. You don't have to go grocery shopping. You don't have to spend your money on groceries. You don't have to go the route of doing dishes, which is, who likes doing dishes? Yeah. And you'll notice too, if you've never done fast before, or if you have, that you'll, with the extra time and the extra energy that you'll have, you will, maybe you'll start, because your body's cleaning up, you'll want to clean up your house too. You'll find yourself doing like little things like, you kind of put it off because you're like, oh, I'll just get to it tomorrow. Then you have extra time and you have extra energy and extra focus. You're like, I want to clean up one of my drawers because I just kept throwing things in there. You organize it. You're like, oh, that's nice. And then you're done with the fast. Everything's organized, clean. Your temple's clean. Your body's clean. Your house is clean. Your house is clean. It's a lot of good reasons to do it. So what else? Yeah, I think that's all I really wanted to say right now. So here's a meditation. Ready? Just look and do nothing. It's a good meditation. You steal your mind. You steal your mind from where it is. When you focus on what you want, then put yourself. We get to that kind of Neville Goddard, the law of attraction type thing. Put yourself mentally into that place where you'd like to be, what you want, and yes will come to you. The universe will start to put things in order for you to receive whatever it is that you want. It happens. The trick is to not ruin your own desires because you have extra time on your hand and get into those states of anxiousness. Because you have extra time, you should just fill up that time with things that are cleanly, orderly. Watch funny things. There's nothing wrong with television. There's nothing wrong with good music. Nothing wrong with making things. There's nothing wrong with cleaning. There's nothing wrong with going outside, playing with puppies or ducks if you can find them. There's all sorts of ways to fill up your time. Especially if your mind starts to wander off into deviant lands. Oh, and here's one more trick too. Don't tell anybody else you're fasting. It's kind of like if you were to start a business or you had something really good and you're like, hey, you tell somebody, no, they're gonna try to ruin it. Even if it's not their intention to try to ruin it. A lot of people they throw wrenches and things. Don't tell anybody you're fasting because it'll make it harder on you. What do you mean you're not eating? What do you mean you're not? Do you have some sort of and then they're gonna be like, oh, that can't be healthy. They'll tell you all about that. It's kind of like unless you've done it before and you're well into the like, who do you think you're talking to? Like as they're sitting there, eating a Philly cheesesteak, out of shape and sloppy. You're like, I'm unhealthy. Look, I don't know if you've even seen what you're eating, and you're sweating blue cheese. Well, never tell anybody about your plans to fast. And somebody's like, hey, you wanna eat? Like, no, I'm sorry, just ate. Just not hungry. I'm good, thanks. Yep, there you go. Sweating blue cheese is pretty funny. All right, well, it's good to see everybody. I'm going to get back to reading this book and perhaps making my way to get a little sunshine at the end of the day because it was pretty hot out today. It's like 90. It's at 93, but I think it's like 95. And I'd already sweat my ass off yesterday. So, as per usual, any ducats do help keep my phone on and roof over my head. Cash App, PayPal, it's all beneath. Appreciate it. Thanks the other day, Skull. And good to see everybody. Do weird things. Maybe I'll make a video later. We'll see where I am. If I'm a little more motivated to have a funny conversation, but now I'm just kind of chilling. Be weird. Be yourself, because everybody else is already taken. Inspire people if you can, and if you can't do that, take care of yourself. Stay splendid. What up, Fire Drake? I'm out of here. Do cool things. Talk to y'all soon.